Hi, I'm Jeff Moret with HSTV, and today we're here at Sinking Valley Winery with Zane. Zane, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about the winery.
Well, we started planting vines in 2001. We kind of toured other wineries and looked at alternative agriculture, and we were tobacco and cattle farmers at that time. And in 2003, we had an election in our precinct to be allowed to sell wine. We successfully held that, and then it took us a couple of years to build everything and get going. In 2005, then we started producing and selling wine.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, why the name Sinking Valley Winery?
Well, we're actually located in Sinking Valley, so it just seemed like we should use the name of the location. We had several choices of names, but we settled on that one.
Absolutely. It's something different. It kind of sets yourself apart from the other wineries. Tell us a little about, today we're here in the production room. Tell us how this works. How do you get it from grapes to the delicious wine that we've drank?
Well, it's actually very complicated, but I'll sum it up. It depends on the style of wine, first of all. And we started out with a Nouveau style wine. And in that case, we actually bring in whole clusters of grapes, put them in these big tanks, and let them sit for about 2 weeks. Then we pull them out, pull off the juice and pull out the pulp and press it. And at that point we continue fermentation to the finish, which takes 3 or 4 days. And that we use that method with our Concord Nouveau, Plato Nouveau wines. As far as red wines go, in general, you would crush those, destem them, put them in a vat and ferment them on the pulp and the seed. And after fermentation, you would press the wine out.
Wow, that's neat.
With white wines, it's the opposite actually. You bring in the grapes, press out the juice, clear the juice up, and ferment clear juice to make a good quality white wine.
Wow, that's neat. So you've hit on the different wines you have. Tell me a little bit more about your selection and where you get some of your produce from, and really a little bit more about where everyone can get it and what type of wines.
Well, we grow some of our grapes. We can't grow all of them. We also make some blueberry, blackberry, and apple wine. And those wines, we buy those fruit as locally as possible. Most of them in the county, actually, Pulaski County, and the rest within the state. If we have a bad crop in Kentucky, we of course have to go out of state to get fruit. But for the most part, we keep it as local as we can.
Excellent. That's great, and it's important, especially with everyone out there watching, as well as to shop local, buy local, and then also, to help the farmers as well as from the end result and the users as well. So tell me a little bit about the selection of the wine. You had hit on the red wine, the white wine. How many wines do you carry, and how many do you sell?
Well, it does vary some, but currently we have 3 dry reds. Then we have we're actually out of dry whites right now. We have a couple of semi-sweet wines, and then we move into the sweeter wines, the fruit wines, and that type of wine. And we primarily sell sweet wines because that's what our customers want, but we do have the dry reds available that have been in oak and are what you would call traditional red wines.
Now tell me a little bit more, kind of as a novice wine drinker, could I come and try what I like, and tell me a little bit about the tasting and with that?
Well, we actually now currently have 2 locations, one on Highway 461, which is a couple miles from the actual winery that we're standing in. And at that location, you can pull into the parking lot, come in and taste the wines and select what you want to buy. And you can buy it by the bottle or by the case. And at the other location, which is Stoplight 21 on South Highway 27 in Somerset, you can do the same thing. You can come in and taste the wines and select what you want, but we can also sell beer there, and we actually do beer tastings there, which is kind of a little bit unique. Since we are a tasting room, we can do tastings on the beers also. That's not really been a big thing, but we have currently got about 140 different beers.
Wow.
And we're trying to kind of move toward the craft beers as well as focusing on our wine. At this time, we only sell our wine at the 2 locations. We're actually allowed to, as a Kentucky winery, sell other Kentucky-made wines, but we don't currently do that.
Well, and the good thing, especially in the tasting room in Somerset, you know, with all the craft beers and all the different, you know, wines y'all have and whatnot, you can come up and taste it and find what you like. You don't have to be a wine connoisseur to enjoy wine or a beer connoisseur to enjoy beer. Tell me a little bit more on what sets your winery apart from other wineries around the area.
Well, most of the Kentucky wineries try to have a variety of wines because we're trying to please any customer that walks in the door. What sets us apart from other places you can buy wine, not necessarily other wineries, is we still do the free tastings. And of course you can taste the wines until you find the one that you like. And we try to interact with the customer. We'll ask you a few questions and kind of get an idea of where to go with the tasting. If you don't like dry wines, there's no point in tasting them. And if you don't like sweet, there's no point in tasting them. So we kind of guide people to the wine that we think they'll like. And in 95, 99% of cases, we find a wine that everyone that comes in likes.
Yeah, that's great. Now, are there times of the year that you have more selection than others?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we may be, if we're behind on bottling or something, we may be out of something for a few weeks. Or in the case of our dry whites, we got caught this year with no white grapes. And at the point where we got some tank space and we're ready to make some white wines, there was nothing available. So we've actually been out of dry white for several months now, which is unusual.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we keep everything we have year round.
Absolutely. So Zane, you guys have had tremendous success already in the area and the region. Tell me a little bit about where you're going to see yourself, you know, in the future.
Well, the last year has been a big change with Somerset going away and opening the new tasting room. I don't see a huge amount of change in the future, but you never know with time. We're probably not going to expand as far as the wholesale market. We are already in Lexington and Louisville and Danville, Manchester, and of course Somerset with our own store. So that's kind of where we want to stay. Of course, we want to continue to grow, just expand our own line and what we offer, as well as just sell more of it, as being exposed to more people in 2 locations should help that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Zane, we appreciate your time. Tell us again how to contact you and get more information.
Okay, we do have a Facebook presence. We also have a website, www.sinkingvalleywinery.com, and our actual phone numbers are 274-0223 at this location at Plato, and then 451-3093 at the Somerset location.
Awesome. Well, great, Zane. We appreciate it. And as always, try the different wines out there. Try the craft beers. Even if you're not a connoisseur or you think you might be, absolutely try it. Remember, shop local, support local farmers as well as local wineries. And we appreciate you all watching. Thanks and have a great day.